How to have emotional control. Hi everyone, I am Apollonia Ponti. I am your dating and relationship and life coach, founder of ApolloniaPonti.com, and I help you men understand attraction skills, what women want, the confidence, and also understanding of dating, relationships to better your life overall. Today's video, we're going to talk about something I talk about in a lot of my videos in regards to attraction, masculine energy, and really in regards to why women like this type of man that has emotional control. And I'm going to actually clarify what this means and go over you some principal elements on how to have this also too. So let's get straight into it. Emotional control is the biggest attraction trigger to a woman because it shows a sense of security. As I say all the time in my videos, why women choose men is because overall sense of security. Not meaning that if they're going to be physically secure with them only. It means emotionally, mental, and physically. Okay, guys? Now, women are more prone to choose the guy that has more emotional control because he has some more integrity and more security within himself, and he's more abundant and he has more self-dignity. Underline self-dignity, okay? Number one thing to understand in emotional control is that you're purposefully living. What's really important is that you have goals, you have hobbies, you have something that you're investing your time in other than just this woman and in life and to grow. A lot of times men think that their worth is underlined by the money that they have in their bank account, by how much money that they bring home, by how much money they have in the bank. And that's not the case. We don't want, especially if a woman is very independent herself and has a great job and a career, we're not going to want someone that has no goals and no ambition, but we do want someone that is working towards goals and ambitions and not sitting here, dead broke and not doing anything about it. There's a difference between those things because your self-dignity that is involved. So purposefully living means that you're waking up every morning. You're not sleeping in till midnight at 12 p.m. and then going to sleep at 9 p.m. and really not doing anything with your days, right? We're waking up, let's just say at 5 a.m. We're going for our runs. We're doing our jobs. We're investing our time in the community. We're doing things that really make us thrive as individuals, spending time with our family and really purposefully living. So how do you purposefully live is the question, and that will combine in emotional control, and I'll tell you why. Second is that we don't look at our past faults as we that people owe us something, right? So a lot of times I see sometimes we'll blame other people for what they've done to us. And all of us have encountered issues with people that they've done pretty bad things to us, right? A lot of people have been in toxic relationships, manipulative relationships, or they've even done it to themselves and been in those themselves, or probably were the manipulator. We don't know. But I do think that you can change from this 100%. I do believe that past faults are also lessons. So we have to look at these differently because no one owes you anything. The moment that I see men and women saying, oh, this man needs to show me, he needs to work for me, and I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. And when I see a man say, oh, women need to work for me, I'm going to sit here and do nothing, and then that one will come. No, it's not the case. It doesn't work like that. That just shows me that you are acting from your own insecurities or things that have happened to you in the past. And we're kind of still in that victim mentality. So then we look at the world as though the world owes us instead of what we can provide. And that's why purposefully living is really important, because this shows you emotional control as well. This will give you the emotional control because this also comes to your mindset. Your mindset is so important. So if we look at our past faults and we say to ourselves, okay, no one owes me anything. These were lessons to make me become better. You're going to show up in life differently. You're going to show up in conversations differently. You're going to show up in situations that don't go your way or things that catch you off guard completely differently than if you were to look at the world as though the world owes you something. Tip number 3 in regards to this is being clear in what you want. A lot of times when I began some of my group workshops, my group coaching, my boot camps, my coaching one-on-ones, it doesn't matter, and we're doing attraction coaching. One of the things that I've noticed that is so prevalent, that is just primal, I think, within men, I should say, is we don't know the reason why we're going after this woman sometimes. We know she's beautiful. We know she's a 10. We've probably never experienced such a beautiful woman before. But besides that beauty, what is she offering you? What elements does she bring to you in your life? And what do you want from a woman? And so when we don't get clear on what we want from a woman, or what our standards are for a woman, or what our values we would want to attain in a woman in a relationship, is when we start dating blindly. And unfortunately, I think that our world has this stigma that has actually given this idea to men that if a woman sees worth in you as a man, then you need to take it. And I don't think that's true at all. I think that there's a lot of training for women to be like, okay, you should have your values, you should know what you want. And they create this list, of course, but nobody really talks about that when it comes for the man. And the man has full capacity to choose as well, just like a woman does too. And that's what's really, really primal in understanding how to have emotional control, because then you weed out the nonsense. You weed out what you know is not really good for you. And you come in with a clear conscience, and you're not blinded just because this woman is beautiful and a 10, but then she disrespects you, and then she's talking to other guys and you just give her the pass because you're blinded by her beauty. So what's important is we have that internal compass and understand, and we get clear on what it is that we want, and we live through what we want. Okay, that's important. And we also embody what we want, because if we're asking for it, we should be embodying it ourselves as well. And two more things in understanding this is understanding emotional control comes a little bit, and I've mentioned this too, but understanding this comes in your weaknesses and your strengths. Okay, so it's really important. Everybody has weaknesses, everybody has strengths. And if you are someone that has weaknesses in regards to maybe gambling, or somebody that has weaknesses in just regards to nightclubs and gets hit on a lot with women, and you know that, it's a weak point because beautiful women will approach you, or, you'll go to the gambling casino and you can have a chance to lose a lot of money, and you've been losing lately and your partner doesn't want you to do this. There's a lot of times in life where all of us have weaknesses, even myself. I have weaknesses and I have strengths. And I know my weaknesses is something I need to focus on more, because my strengths also help me as well get by, and also help me and feel more empowered. But my weaknesses are also my lessons. So if we show up for our weaknesses and we understand and we don't ignore our weaknesses and we work at why this is coming up for us, then we start to have more balance in our life. We start to have more emotional control because we understand the why, which goes into living purposefully. Because when we live purposefully, we live from integrity. We live from awareness typically as well. And lastly is being present. That alludes to awareness. Is a lot of times we're not present. Our mindset is creating an illusion for us, right? We're in the thoughts of, okay, the past or the future, and we're only thinking about that, but we're not thinking about this present moment. Or, okay, if I had done this differently, would it have worked out with this woman? If she treats me like this, but she's like this, she treats you so bad, but then you think of, oh, she would be this amazing woman and she'd be this amazing wife. Maybe I should just get married and all of it will be healed. And that's not the case. We start focusing on illusional thinking. When we start focusing on illusional thinking, it takes us away from the present moment. All we have is the present moment. If we're thinking about the past or the future, it has actually nothing to do with the right now. And we create unnecessary thoughts and patterns that can actually put our self-esteem below what it typically could be, or our confidence or our self-doubt about a relationship below what it could be, because we're focusing on illusion. So then a rise of insecurities happens, and a rise of expectation happens, and a rise of comparison can happen. So what's important is being present in the moment is where a man can bring in his masculine energy to a woman and really kind of be intentional when he's dating her. And this will also help him be more authentic within her, because he's not creating illusions of, oh, if this girl doesn't like me, it's because I did this in the past or yesterday. He's just right there in the moment and just taking it day by day for what it is. That is emotional control, my friends. Now, if you need some help in regards to understanding emotional control, understanding how do I do this, I would encourage you to download my free ebook. It's called the 7 Common Mistake ebook that men make when attracting women. I also have my attraction masterclass course that is coming out. If it is out by this video, I'll put it in the description box below. If not, you can also download my 7 Common Mistake ebook and you'll be notified when it does come out. As always, I'll see you again in the next video. I love hearing from you, so go ahead and comment and like this video. If you want to share it with a friend that would need it, I encourage you to do so. As always, I'll see you again in the next video. Remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.